Hello and welcome to another Gemini Rogues video. This is the Tier VIII Ferdinand German tank destroyer. Killers 05 is going to give us a tiny bit of history because it's quite interesting.
Tiny bit, I've got a lot. Basically, you can't go through Ferdinand's history without going into the Tigers, just briefly. We all know there was a contract for the Tiger heavy tank to be built, the Enckel design and the Porsche design.
Yeah.
And Porsche was that confident they were going to get it, they built 100 chassis. And Enckel got it. So they were left with these chassis they hadn't got anything to do with. And then Krupp come up with this new gun that they got, an 88mm anti-tank gun, and they decided, well, we can just have a big heavy tank destroyer, basically with a massive 88mm gun on it that can really fire over some distance and be an absolute beast. So that's what they did. They decided to build this, the Ferdinand.
With the chassis?
Yeah, with the Tiger P chassis, the Porsche chassis.
Okay.
And it was supposed to have the Porsche engines. They scrapped them straight away and went for two Maybach, 296 Maybach engines, the HL 120 TRM engines. So it's got two in them, which in turn drove a single Siemens VA generator, which then powered two Siemens electric motors. So it's kind of an hybrid.
Wow, it is a hybrid.
It's a hybrid, which was over technical and over complicated and did cause mechanical problems.
I was going to say.
It first saw service in the Operation Citadel, which was like the Battle of Kursk, and 90 were sent.
90. That's a lot.
Initially successful. The tank was an absolute animal fighting over distance. It then found itself in a bit of a predicament when it was pushing forward. It went past trenches, and the Russians did not take long to realise this has got no anti-infantry armament on it. It's just a big gun, mobile gun. It's got no way of protecting itself. So the infantry just had a field day. They'd wait for it to go past the trench, stick a couple of grenades on it, Molotovs, whatever they wanted, and there was nothing the tank could do back to them. They got no machine guns fitted to them at all. So it kind of got knocked out. And again, the drawback of the tank, where this is a 66-ton tank, it took 5 of the recovery vehicles chained together to pull a single Ferdinand back to the recovery depot.
Wow.
So the Ferdinand ended up being destroyed when it was damaged. The crews just destroyed them in vast numbers as well. So they figured out this isn't working, and they sent it back to the factory for modifications, should we say, and this is where it gains its Elefant name. It's called the Elefant as well, the Ferdinand, and then it became the Elefant. The Elefant was modified with an MG34 anti-infantry gun, so they kind of tried to get away with it, but even that was frontally mounted, so you could still get around this thing.
What about the right angle one? They put a right angle.
Yeah, they put little bits and bobs on everything. They increased the frontal armour on it as well. They also put an improved cupola on it, because the block cupola they had before had a very poor visibility. So
obviously they didn't test it before they sent it out.
The cupola were off a stug-free. They took the stug-free cupola, stuck it on it, and obviously that's our thicker tracks to take all this extra armour.
Extra weight.
And they still didn't work. They used it in 1944 in Italy, and it couldn't get across the bridge and stuff because it was near enough 70 ton by this point when they put the extra frontal armour on it, and it still had the vast mechanical problems that we've already mentioned before.
Shame.
And that's how they recovered the one that we're seeing at Bovington at Tank Fest a couple of years back. It was captured by the Americans in Anzio in Italy, and is now at Fort Lee in America. And there's one other remaining one, which is in Russia. Museum in Russia. So there's 2 left. That is an actual Ferdinand, and it's an Elefant that the Americans have got.
2 variants.
When they were building the Elefant as well, they had one that was just too damaged to do anything with. And they decided to do something quite radical, and they turned it into a Ram Tiger. And this thing's really breathtaking to look at. There's no actual photos of it, but there's only models to go off. But what it looked like is just, it was just made to just burst through a wall, basically. That's pretty much it. So that's the history of the Ferdinand. It's quite in depth.
I'm going to start this gameplay. You keep waffling.
Well, this is the tank on the game. Ferdinand, this is fully upgraded. It's got the 12.8 centimetre Pak 44 L55 gun, which is an animal gun. It's like a Tier 10 gun. It's the same gun you get on the Jagdpanther. Interestingly, the Jagdpanther as well, it's exactly the same. Normally you see when 2 tanks have got the same gun, there's slight variations in reload time and penetration. Nothing. Everything's the same. Reload, pen, everything.
Good gun, actually.
Identical, Jagdpanther 2 and all, how deadly they are.
Does do some damage.
The gun
smashes them.
We'll talk more about it. AP is standard ammunition, 246 pen.
That's not bad standard.
490 damage.
Very good.
Secondary ammunition is APCR. 311 pen.
Much better.
490 damage again. And then you've HE rounds, 65 pen, but they do 630, but
Wow.
It's
you ever
chance
tried
of
it?
No, not normal.
Oh, look at that.
Straight through that C28.
Don't carry many rounds though, does it?
No,
Many.
not many at all. More about that gun, 5.13 rounds per minute.
It's not bad.
It's livable. It's pretty. You don't really feel like you're waiting for ages for the gun to reload.
No, aim
It's
time.
not
What's the
rapid
aim
fire.
time?
The aim time 2.3 seconds. Again, I mean you can see the angle in it. This is the angle of the armour, just slightly off centre. Not very much. I mean the armour 200 mil. He'll come back to me. Wasting APCR around it. The frontal armour is 200 mil, but it is flattish.
Yeah.
You know, the top part of your section, the actual fighting compartment, is pretty flat. If you're going to shoot one of these things, frontally, lower plate is your best bet. Although higher tier tanks aren't going to struggle to go through anywhere on your front, really. And there's waste to the shell. You can see this thing can cause a little bit of panic when it starts tramming down towards things.
Yeah, you've got to aim at it.
He's got poor camo ratings as well, the Ferdinand, but
I know.
the way you play it,
Yeah.
don't necessarily play this thing as a sniping,
No. Well, you can. But
camping bush
yeah.
tank straight. It's more uses like T95 Yag Tiger-y,
Yeah.
put it in the face, what can we do about
yeah.
it sort of deal.
I remember that time when we both had these and you said, let's have a platoon of them. And he says, let's go down here, nothing can pen them. Just keep following me, stay close. And what happened? We got smashed. Smashed.
Yeah, it didn't end well. The gun dispersion, you can see it, we're flinging this tank around all over the place, is 0.35, so it aims in 2.3 seconds,
it's not
and
bad.
I just straight into tracks. Your manoeuvrability, you can see here, it's not,
it's not
not
the best.
fantastic.
No.
840 brake horsepower.
Spamming gold at you, man.
Yeah, take his engine out there. You see he's hitting us down in that lower plate where you mentioned before.
I got no cover.
300 centimetre view range you've got on this as well, which is 10 up on the Yag Panther 2, so it's slightly better.
Okay.
Barrel ain't way there.
He's coming way out, man. He needs to run up.
Yeah, 710 metre signal range. What you haven't got on the Yag Panther 2 is a power to 8 ratio, so a Yag Panther 2 is going to get around a bit quicker than you. On 12.58. Going to finish this guy off here now. You can see him looking at his lower plate. He knows where to shoot at Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Ferdinand's nowhere to shoot him back as well.
You do more damage.
So the gun gives you an impressive DPM of 2,500, which is kind of in the middle of the road when it comes to Tier 8 tank destroyers. There's ones with far better, there's ones with less, basically. Not really good
What's far better?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember, but there is better ones. I mean, I think the T28's got better DPM.
Yeah.
And I think the big boss of DPMs, that is the AT-15.
Oh god, yeah, that thing just keeps
tortoise,
firing.
Yeah, it's just rapid fire and it kicks out a fair bit of damage as well. One thing it has got going for it, hit points. 1,500 is a lot
same as
for a
Tiger.
tank destroyer.
Yeah.
T28's got the same. The full T28, and the AT-15's got 1,450, and then it drops off dramatically. You're talking the Yag Panther 2, which is its equivalent, kind of the same tank, 1,150. We're packing an extra 350 hit points.
Quite a few useful hit points, isn't there?
Yeah, with the same gun. Basically, you lose your mobility, you gain hit points, and a little bit of armour. Because surprisingly, that Yag Panther 2 can bounce off its front glaciers, definitely. Quite well angled. So that front glaciers as well, the angle on the front of the Yag Panther means that the Ferdinand has got a better gun depression as well. You won't think it, but it has. 8 degrees of gun depression, which is kind of useful as well. It's just this bit, this manoeuvrability.
There's a tank destroyer though.
KV2. I think he thought we could get him there. I didn't realise how big his big box section were stuck on top of us. Yeah, we're bouncing off at BK.
Oh, you go. Not a very big lower place, has
there's
he?
something sneaking up behind us, another heavy tank last one. Can we spin it round quickly?
You need to spin that model round, man. Oh,
just enough. Straight off the space. Snap one back into him.
Sweet.
Straight away, we know that the defender's got a 12-second reload at least.
Painful.
So if I can go shot for shot for him now, we know we're going to get him. He's probably going to pen us here. Take that chance.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, but I know.
He's probably
going to pen me, but it doesn't really matter because I can outshoot him, basically.
Yeah, as long as you don't hit him.
Yeah,
not really going to miss him. Spamming gold at him, man.
Yeah. I'm going left. Blowing it all like an idiot. Basically, you saw in just that first video there that the whole Ferdinand is built around keeping that frontal armour facing. Slightly off, but facing whatever you can.
Yeah.
The side armour's only 80mm, and it's big.
You
have got a big side to it.
And a master gun.
You're not near 6,000 damage, but 2,000 there. A random 81 assisted. We just sneaked in.
What's your rear armour?
80 again. So your side's just as vulnerable as your rear.
Yeah.
If you get siders on, there's not a lot going to struggle to pen you, basically.
Technically, you could diamond angle your rear, couldn't you?
Yeah, but that's just what would be the point.
Just that,
Kind of need to. I mean, it's what we've mentioned before in other videos. Is it's beneficial to have your frontal armour facing everything because you kind of got your gun attached to it.
Yeah,
so if you're facing what you're going to shoot, it kind of helps you out in a way. It's not got a bad gun arc, so you can angle as well as still shoot things. It's not that bad in that respect.
Yeah.
It's not like shooting down a drain pipe like you get with your death toast or stuff like that.
Well, it depends if you've got camo and binders on like you have.
Yeah,
gun arc, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Some games, can you play this in the side? We said not really, but sometimes
support snipe.
Yeah, if you're in a tier 10 game, there's no point ploughing in, so you kind of need to do that support sniping role.
You
don't
can't really
do
it on small maps like this. But maybe Dragon's Ridge, that's quite big for support sniping.
And this is a tier 9 match we've got here coming up.
Oh, they're coming round for it. Look at that small lane circles, tiny.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long to aim. 2.3. I mean, some tanks in the Cruncher, we mentioned the Mercenary video, that's got 2.3 second aim time.
Yeah.
2.7 or so, and that feels a hell of a lot longer than this 2.3. I mean, the dispersion's got some matter of fact, it's only 0.35 on this, which is pretty good. You can see here it handles itself pretty well. It's exactly the same like I said before, exactly.
There's a rock there. There's a rock there. You're aiming at a rock, man.
It's exactly the same as the Jagdpanther 2. You're not gaining anything.
Yeah.
DPM or penetration, fire rate, anything.
It's got a good gun now. It's good tier 10 gun.
Well, the question is, the Ferdinand and the Jagdpanther 2 both open up the Jag Tiger at tier 9.
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah, no.
So technically, you don't need to play one of them. Which one would you choose?
I wouldn't go this way, no. I'd go Jagdpanther 2.
I always sway towards the Jagdpanther 2.
Yeah, it's manoeuvrable.
I mean, it's kind of weird historical-wise that the Ferdinand was scrapped in favour of the Jagdpanther.
So
it's weird that it moved up and it's like classes a tier 8 with the Jagdpanther as a tier 7. I mean, we all know how potent and deadly the Jagdpanther is at 7.
Yeah, but that's only got 300 damage on its gun. This has got 500.
I mean, this never had this gun historically. I think that bumps it up to tier 8.
Yeah. Has the premium one got the historic gun?
The Fortress.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not got this gun on it.
This is an awesome gun. You don't mind going in tier 10 games with this gun. You're going to pen stuff.
You can pen stuff. I mean, 311 with APCR is pretty handy. You can get through most things. It's just the armour in the tier 10 game.
Yeah, I'll keep out of the way.
There's not much. I ain't got 200mm. And like we said before, that 200mm is impressive, but it's kind of flat. It's not angled very. You can just see how.
Didn't really learn much, did they?
We're getting man pants strapped on it.
Some of that's not that mobile. You keep on with everything.
Well, everybody else is
everything. What are they doing here?
Trying to track it. Oh, skid off it wall behind him. Just damages tracking it process.
What's he doing? Shooting the back of him?
I don't know. Sometimes you've just got to hold your hands up. You said before, it only carries 30 rounds of ammunition, so work on your loadout. I mean, you can see here, when you get to tier 8, most people have figured out that lower plates are the weak point or a tank.
Yeah.
So there's not many people who aren't going to come across you who don't know where to shoot you. You may get the odd tier 6 player who's not really come across many Ferdinands, but as a general rule, especially when you get to tier 10, everybody knows which.
Yeah, that's true.
Snapshots off on move. That gun's good enough to do it.
I watched your crewing him, swapped him out, but he's good crewing.
He's not bad. He's got about 8 perks, I think. He's not bad.
I can see why he's snapping stuff.
That gun is just,
I know, I do like it. I did earn this one and the Jagdpanther 2, and then I sold this in favour for the Jagdpanther 2 because...
That's what we've spoken about before. If you had to get the Jag Tiger, which one would you use to open up? I would be tempted to say the Jagdpanther 2.
It's more fun to play. Sometimes, look at manoeuvrability.
It's got 30km/h top speed, but it don't feel that way. Ah, jeez.
It's only T29.
Every time I big a gun up on the review, instant I do it. Or don't shot somewhere. But it's supposed to have a top speed of 30km/h. It's tough to get to that.
Yeah, it don't feel like it, does it?
Also, clutch braking's a good perk to have on it. 21 degrees traverse is not fast, so this thing is spinning on its top, so you can circle jerk it quite easy. It's not a problem. If you get away from the front of that gun, the only thing you got to remember is this is one of the heaviest, if not the heaviest, tier 8 tank destroyer. Right up there with a T28 prototype, around 60 to 67 tonnes.
Face hugging.
I don't need to worry about it. Hurry up. Artillery's coming.
Oh, come
I
on.
thought about turning round there, but it's not required.
Is he going to stop? He's going to
He might just get there just in time for his reload. Here he is. Bop.
smash him.
And there's a tank. Oh no, there's an heavy tank behind us. Quick. Gotta get around there for cover. You can see that that's a perfect example of how flat that frontal armour is.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't seem to realise how tough the Tiger P hull is.
Yeah.
Even on the Tier 7 heavy tank, the hull is quite strong.
Yeah,
surprisingly
aim for the turret, don't you,
always
which is
go
quite
for the
surprising.
Turret, which was the end-shell turret as well. They're always designed with saying, "Ooh, can we get one in?"
I'm going to smack.
No. We should have stayed there a bit longer. Took his time. We didn't really aim in enough. T10, E75, 2 Tier 9 heavies, and they're coming for me. T10's making the right. Dogs.
Oh, look at that.
Down there. And
They want you,
fired
don't
now.
they?
I know he's fired now. I know I've got a quicker reload. See what else we can. Put one in. Drop by.
He
and
stopped
shot
and
back,
everything
yeah.
to aim at you.
So
He did
now,
well.
we're going SQ75, forgot about that guy. He's getting shot as well. He's coming down as well now. T10.
No.
Put one into him and finish him off.
Sweet.
You can see that gun is. It's just. It's
Yeah. I
fantastic.
mean, you rinse 500 points off someone, they know it, don't they?
Yeah, here comes that E75. And there's that gun up that I mentioned. Is it good
Yeah.
enough? It's just enough just to get it round there. He's not fired. Teammates are going to help us out. Can they help us out?
Yes.
It took us 2 shots to finish him off there as well, though. Another 4 kills, 10 shots in there, so another potential 4,000 damage. This tank's pretty potent.
You covered quite a bit of the map, actually, even though it's not that mobile.
You see, we blocked another like again.
Yeah.
The reason I fit, you'll say, why are you not
Oh,
buying those
massive
in a camo net on?
Yeah.
And then he plays it like a brawler. I only play it like that in this. If you're in a Tier 10 game or a map where I could sit and snipe from, then I would.
Can't
if
guarantee what map you're going to get.
But that's the problem with the Ferdinand, again, compared to the Jagdpanther 2. In the Jagdpanther 2, I can get to a position quicker, so I can be there ready for when my scouts light things up, so I can get shots in earlier. I can also, if that shit hits the fan, get out of there quicker as well. Whereas in a Ferdinand, you're in it.
Yeah. Do you actually enjoy getting out of there when it hits the fan?
Yeah, the proverbial it's the fan.
Yeah.
But that's just a Ferdinand. Do I want mobility over armour? No. In a tank destroyer, I'd rather have mobility all day.
Oh, yeah, that's why the Jagdpanther's so good.
Yeah.
Because it's fast.
Yeah. And that's
Gets you there, gets you out of there.
Yeah, it's
And
fantastic.
smashes them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can chase down tanks at the end of a game. You're not doing that in a Ferdinand.
no.
Basically, if you set your tent up in a Ferdinand, that's your bed, you're lying in it.
If you're on a big map.
Yeah. The Jagdpanther 2 can reposition 4 or 5 times in a match and still use that gun to its same advantage. But summing it up, if I'm doing its positives,
Yeah.
it is kind of a positive. It's frontal armour, 200mm is pretty good.
Yeah.
Hit points, 1,500. Very good.
Very
You've got a
good.
lot to play with it. I normally need them.
Yeah. Well, you normally end the game with hardly any left.
It's got good gun depression compared to the Jagdpanther 2.
It's got
8
awesome
degrees.
depression, man.
And the gun itself.
Oh, God, yeah, Tier
it's not
10
really,
gun, isn't it?
Yeah, not really to be messed with. It's negatives, stock.
Oh, no.
God, it's a grind and half stock. Size of it,
Yeah.
if you do get caught out and flanked, they're not going to miss shots at your side, and you ain't got no kind of angling or armour, you're just a big box. So nothing's going to struggle to pen you. Camo ratings are pretty poor as well. Again, relating to that size issue.
It's huge.
The frontal armour, although 200mm thick, is flat.
Flat.
So there's not stuff that's going to struggle to get around with, and the mobility is a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
That's
big
another
maps.
drawback. But other than that,
Thing is, big maps you can support snipe, but small maps, the camo rating's not very good, so you just get spotted.
yeah.
So like on Ents, you'll get shot from the other side of the map.
Well, just referring to Ents, that's another problem with the Ferdinand. It's a problem with most non-turreted tank destroyers is you've got to drive around the corner.
Yeah.
It's not so bad in the Jagdpanther 2 because that thing traverses like a boss.
Yeah,
You
true.
get to corner, spin, and you're pacing around it. This thing on traverses at 21 degrees per second. You try to chug this thing around the corner. Your sides are really weak. They're going to track you on that corner as well. It's tough to use on a map like
you're
that.
kidding. You're
It's
kidding.
basically as it was historically made. You should be played as a hold back and fight from a defensive position, sort of like thing.
Yeah.
The minute you get stuck in and get in the mix, then that's when you're getting problems
You did quite well.
in a fashion.
You got 2 mastery badges, man. Anyway, is that it? You're done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're
I'm
done.
out.
Okay. Ferdinand, finished then. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, people. Don't forget to subscribe, please.
We have to apologise as well for that, because we
For what?
were asked for this Ferdinand review a long time ago, and it's just took us a
Yeah,
while to get
sorry.
it through. We've been
We have been very
mercenaries
busy.
of
Took over. Yeah. Do
focus.
apologise. It's here now, so please enjoy it, everybody. Anyway, laters.